When it comes to relationships, most people believe that love, trust, and communication are the pillars of a successful marriage. While this is true, even the most devoted husbands can unknowingly make a mistake that leaves their wives feeling unappreciated and disconnected. This mistake isn't about forgetting an anniversary or not saying, "I love you" often enough. It's about something deeper, more subtle, and often overlooked, losing sight of the dating phase within the marriage. Many husbands fall into a routine over time. The passion that once fueled late-night talks, spontaneous adventures, and little gestures begins to fade. Life gets busy with work, kids, bills, and responsibilities, and the romantic spark takes a back seat. It's easy to assume that since you're married, the foundation of your relationship is unshakable. But here's the truth. No matter how strong your bond, neglecting the romance can create a rift. This happens slowly, often unnoticed, until one day your wife starts to feel like she's not a priority. Dating your wife doesn't stop after the wedding day. That might sound obvious, but it's something even great husbands can forget. The effort that went into wooing her during the early days, the small surprises, and the genuine curiosity about her thoughts and feelings, these things matter just as much years into the marriage as they did at the start. When those moments of intentional connection are missing, it's not just about the lack of effort, it's about the message it sends. Without realizing it, you might be communicating that the relationship no longer excites you or that the chase is over. And that can hurt more than you know. The mistake lies in assuming that love is self-sustaining. While love might be enduring, the feelings of closeness and intimacy require constant nurturing. Relationships thrive on attention and care. Think back to the beginning of your relationship. You probably put in the effort to learn what made her smile, what she loved, and what made her feel special. Maybe you planned date nights, gave her thoughtful compliments, or simply listened intently when she spoke. Those actions created a connection. They made her feel valued and cherished. Now ask yourself, when was the last time you did those things with the same energy? One of the biggest signs this mistake is creeping into your marriage is when conversations start feeling like logistical meetings. Instead of sharing dreams, thoughts, and feelings, you find yourself talking only about who's picking up the kids, what's for dinner, or what needs fixing around the house. While these conversations are necessary, they shouldn't replace meaningful interaction. Over time, this lack of emotional connection can leave your wife feeling invisible. She might not say it outright, but it shows in subtle ways, like a decrease in affection, a shorter temper, or a growing distance between you. The solution to this mistake isn't complicated. It starts with making the decision to prioritize your relationship. Bring dating back into your marriage. This doesn't mean extravagant gestures or expensive getaways. It's about showing her that you care. Surprise her with a date night, even if it's just dinner at home with candles and her favorite meal. Pay attention when she talks, not just out of obligation, but because you're genuinely interested. Compliment her, even if you think she already knows how much you appreciate her. Sometimes the smallest words, like "you look amazing," can have the biggest impact. Another powerful way to rekindle the dating phase is through shared experiences. Go on an adventure together, try a new hobby, or revisit a place that holds special memories. Share activities reignite the sense of partnership and create new stories for you to cherish together. And don't underestimate the power of physical touch. Holding hands, hugging, or even just sitting close while watching a movie can help bridge emotional gaps. These simple acts remind her that you're still as connected as ever. It's also important to check in emotionally. Ask her how she's feeling, what's been on her mind, or if there's anything she's been wanting to do. Listen without interrupting or trying to solve problems unless she asks for advice. Sometimes she just wants to be heard and understood. Emotional intimacy is the cornerstone of a happy marriage, and it often starts with being present in those everyday moments. From a psychological perspective, showing appreciation triggers positive feelings. When someone feels valued, they're more likely to reciprocate with love and affection. It's a cycle that strengthens your relationship over time. This is where understanding the psychology of relationships can be a game changer. Studies show that expressing gratitude and making time for your partner fosters greater relationship satisfaction. So, even if you think she knows you're grateful, say it anyway. Let her hear the words and feel the sincerity behind them. The key takeaway here is that small actions lead to big changes. Relationships don't fail because of grand, dramatic events most of the time. They falter because of the little things left undone, the moments that pass without notice. Fixing this mistake isn't about doing more. It's about doing what truly matters. It's about showing your wife that she's still the one you choose every single day. That's the kind of effort that keeps a marriage not just alive, but thriving. And that's a lesson every husband, no matter how great, should keep in mind